All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Messy Thoughts. My name is BJ and
I'm LeBron.
Welcome back.
Messy thoughts. That theme song is so good.
I listened to it this morning at the gym.
Did you really?
When I need a hype song, I was like, let me put on my intro music.
Okay, because it really sets you.
I just be walking, messy.
Messy thoughts. Messy thoughts. Messy thoughts. Messy thoughts. Messy thoughts.
Now, okay, so now you
Messy
we need a
thoughts.
new one so I can be the new.
Oh, we can switch it. Yes. Okay, we'll clip that. We'll put that right into the thing.
There's my glamour shots again.
Maybe for pride, honey.
Anyway, how you doing?
I am exhausted. The corporate overlords are really working me overtime at my job. But I'm very happy to be in this room because it's not work and it is something different.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be here because we got some precious cargo in the house today.
Celebrities are around us, and I will not say what. I'm just saying, listeners, I am very excited, nervous. I am perplexed. I am befuddled. I am just very happy that this celebrity has joined us. And you may think this is your favorite episode, and maybe that's why, because the celebrity may be in the room with us right now.
And I'll just say this. If you've been watching this, you'll know what I mean. The LeGrand Dom is in the house with us right now. So
The listeners will know. The listeners will know.
LeGrand Dom, thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. Okay.
Yes.
Let's get back to the program.
Okay.
What you been up to this week, though?
This week I have watched Drag Race, and I didn't want to kick this off with Drag Race. You know, the gays always talk about the Drag Race, but I do want to briefly discuss what happened. Are you aware?
I am very much aware, and I'm very happy who won.
Are you happy with who
We
won?
talked about this last week. Remember, we had that whole conversation. I think y'all was rooting for Nini Coco. No, Darlene.
I was rooting for Darlene.
We knew Darlene was not winning.
It was Darlene, Nini Coco, and then Myki Meeks.
We knew
for
Darlene
me.
was not winning. So, Myki Meeks, congratulations.
Congratulations, Myki Meeks, on your win.
We'll put the photo right here with her little scepter.
You know, as a reigning queen of RuPaul's Drag Race, you do have to come to Messy Thoughts as part of your reign. So, Myki Meeks, we cannot wait to have you on the pod. Keller will be sending that out shortly for your invite, maybe around June. You're not busy in June, right? Drag queens are not busy in June?
Our people will call your people.
Okay, amazing.
But real quick, so I didn't watch the whole thing because, y'all, real quick, fun fact, I didn't watch one single episode, not even the Lollapalooza. I didn't watch the final episode, but I knew everything that was going on. Everything.
Because you know the format so well, or because of like other factors like review shows?
I love watching review shows.
Okay.
So I watched The Pit Stop, which I love The Pit Stop with Bianca.
Yeah.
And the last one was with Bob. I believe it was with Bob. Anyway, and then I watched Sibling Rivalry or listened to Sibling Rivalry.
Yeah.
I love listening to people talk about shows because then they give their opinions on it, which, you know, when you're talking about doing that as like another little segment, we'll talk about that another day. But a segment for you.
Maybe we can do that. Review shows? I would love to review shows. I've seen a plethora of them, and I probably remember about 20% of the plot, so I'm happy to review and fill in the rest.
Okay.
I'm happy to do that. But I will say the finale this year was good. It was Darlene, it was Nini, and it was Myki.
Yes.
I genuinely thought Nini's performance on the finale, phenomenal. Her little, like, whatever this number was when she got on the top of the table and was doing with the
papers? Wait.
So it was the papers at first. It was her suits.
It was
and
her
then she
solo.
stood up and they ripped off her suit and she had an orange bodysuit on, got on top of the table and was doing this number a lot.
I thought that was a really good performance. I didn't watch everything. Did Darlene do one? I didn't watch everything.
Darlene did I'm cooking with gas or something like that. She was cooking with gas.
I didn't even watch Myki Meeks. Sorry, girl. But I really enjoyed.
No, we're going to talk about it real quick. Myki's was a little bit boring.
Well,
it was a little bit slower and a little performative and like burlesque, I think it was. But like for me, I was like, well, compared to the other two.
So she's no Bosco.
She's no Bosco.
She's no Bosco.
I think it's a height thing with me with Myki. I think that's what it is with her.
She's short.
She's a short little girl. She looks like Marcel Visage. And like sometimes there are little things. Like she always likes to dangle. So she always has like a metal thing around her that's dangling little stars or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only like thing I have to say about Myki Meeks. Love you. Not the one I would pick to win, but I love it for her. Did you watch the finale? Did you? How was the room? How was the vibe in the room?
Everyone seemed really enthusiastic about it.
Okay. Did they go crazy when Nini did hers or compared to the others?
I thought Nini won the episode.
For
I
sure.
thought she was going home with the crown.
Well, we already know, when you win the final final lip sync,
Yeah.
you don't always win Monet Exchange.
Oh,
Just saying.
that is true. Like Nini, but like they said, okay, girls, we're gonna have you perform your numbers, and then like whichever one does best, the two will move on to the next one. And I generally thought it was gonna be Nini and Darlene because out of those numbers, that's who I thought did the best. And like, what was your opinion about the finale?
I mean, I was glad that Jane Don't won Miss Congeniality.
Oh yeah, did you see that part?
Jane looked so good,
She
and
looked
you know who
so
was gagged
good.
that they did not win allegedly. Athena.
Oh, I love Athena.
Athena looked the
Was
best.
she trying to bribe people for that Miss Congeniality?
I heard that she was
going to split the thing, but she looked a mess.
She looked.
I
like
love
a
you,
mess.
Athena. You are
She
very
looks
hot
a
out of
mess
drag,
because
bro.
of the makeup and like the blush and like what. I'm not a makeup expert, but like she does look a little crazy. She looks. I love Athena.
Okay, we're gonna do a quick hot take and we're gonna get off this topic because
Okay.
I know you got something for me, but
Yeah,
and we can't go into this. But who won the final lip sync against Anya Nerve and Jewel Sparkles?
Anya.
Anya.
I think Anya won that.
Keller. Who
I
did
do not think Anya won that.
He
No,
does?
really?
fired?
I do love Anya, but
Yeah,
I
do.
just
love Anya.
don't think like I rewatched that lip sync.
And you're like, I've concluded that. Yeah.
Now I've rewatched it a few times, and I am an Anya Nerve stan, and I love me some Jewel Sparkles.
Love her.
Doing way too much.
Was she doing on the
To
floor?
me,
Too much work.
doing way too much.
Yeah.
Now my eyes was on Miss Nerve because she don't know all the red, and that's why I'm wearing red today. No, I'm just kidding.
In honor of the nerve.
Yes.
The step down look.
Anyway, sorry. I just want to because that's divided. Because people say that Jewel Sparkles won, some
Yeah.
people say Anya Nerves won.
I think that
Anya
was
Nerve.
like it could go either way. I do think in the last lip sync where Myki and Nini were doing their final lip sync, Myki did wipe the floor with Nini.
Okay.
Unfortunately. In my opinion, she won that. So I was like, when they gave her the crown, I was happy. I'm still happy for her. Like, I'm not going to knock the other girls. I'm not young anymore. I'm not going to do that.
Listeners, let us know what you think. Who won that final lip sync? If you did see, was it Nini Coco or was it Miss Myki Meeks? We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see what they say.
Yes.
And maybe we'll rewrite the history books. But
Yes.
I'm happy for her. She got her $200K. Their girls got paid. Jane Don't got blessed.
There
We're
we
all
go.
happy.
Yes.
I do think Jane should have won the season, but that's just my opinion. Whatever, we'll move on. There is another season. Did you go see All Stars 11 come out, by the way? Just real quick.
Yes.
Yeah, all the girls.
Vivacious is on there. Mystique Summers Madison is on there.
Skinny girl.
Who else? Oh my gosh.
I like Selena as titties.
Selena ST's
Selena.
on there.
Oh, Selena's hot.
Sam Starr's on there.
Selena's hot.
Oh,
as a
yeah,
boy.
yeah.
Oh,
So is
cute.
April Carry On.
They're on there?
Yeah, April's on it. Yep. Season 6, sister.
April was supposed to be on All Stars 2.
Was you really?
Wait, what
Not
happened?
really, like, but she in the finale of season 6, she like mentioned.
Oh,
said-
Oh,
And she
yeah,
did-
yeah.
And she mentions that in the promo.
Wait,
So,
who else is on there? Like, real quick.
Morgan McMichaels. A lot of girls. Silky Ganache is on there again.
I'm happy to see Akira C. Davenport.
happy to see Akira. And was she on All Stars 3 with Trixie?
No. She was on the one with oh my gosh.
Shay.
Was it Shay? No, it wasn't
No.
Shay. Oh my gosh, who won that one? Because it had Silky on there. Silky was on there. Sonique, yeah.
Oh, season 6.
Moving
All
on,
Stars.
let's go.
Moving on. I just have one other thing I want to say in this intro. We have to start asking people who they voted for before you guys start fucking them. I had another friend this week who went to...
Why are you looking at me?
I'm not looking at you.
Why are you looking at
I'm
me?
looking over here, listeners. I'm looking on the other side. But I had a friend who went meet up with a man this week, and he was not his type, but he was like, I need some dick. So he went over there, and they got through it. And then as he was like putting his shoes on, getting out, making small talk, the guy was like, yeah, these dumb Democrats are all over here doing this. Trump is the man, and he'll make sure we get out of here. And he was like, so MAGA, 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 MAGA.
Who is it?
You know her.
You
know her.
Who is it?
And literally called me afterwards. and-
Everybody no shade. I love you, girl. But I'm not surprised. The people that you like, I'm not surprised.
That's the discussion I want to have real quick.
Oh.
Y'all go out there and look for tops, and y'all are not discerning about who's a top in the masculine presenting way and who's a top in the like MAGA conservative like way. Like we have to discern against like tops who will vote in your interest versus tops who will send you to the gulag. Like those are two different camps. And like the girls are out there on the sniffies and on the things. They need to just be like, hey, so Kamala. They just need to mention her and see, like, do they correct her and say, no, it's Kamala?
No, I agree with you because having my own experience with that, I think it is very important that you ask those questions. But here's the thing: if it's just a hookup, does it really matter? Like, if you're not trying to date this person, why? Well, not why, but
it does matter. We need to have them be sexless and frustrated.
Yes,
we need to play warfare, and the girls over here giving up cookies for free. And like, I just like when you go in.
No, I get it. I get it. I understand it. I really do.
What is that saying by George Bush? Like, you fool me once, shame on me. You fool me twice, shame on y'all. For shame on everybody else.
But do you really expect people to be in the bathhouse asking those questions?
Okay, bathhouse is different. Okay, bathhouse, if you're in the bathhouse, there's like a 7-minute engagement you're going to have. So there's not a lot of time.
7 minutes with what? Like, to get it popping?
Well, yes.
You take that long to get somebody in. You take that long?
Girl, you got to
7 minutes?
Girl, you got to find, you got to fuddle, you got to find where you got to go back to. It's a whole thing. 7 minutes may be too much.
Okay, so I mean, like, you're talking to somebody.
Yeah.
You really wait 7 minutes.
I'd say the whole encounter lasts 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
Oh, and then you want to the next.
7 minutes in heaven. Yeah, it's a bathhouse.
What? I mean, yes. Yes.
I'm not here to date. This is not Love Island.
Have you ever been to a bathhouse where, you meet someone that's really good, like you have a really good session, but then they're trying to prolong the session?
Absolutely.
And you're like, all right, that was really nice.
That was cute.
Here's your towel.
Yep.
Here's your key.
Yep.
Move it along.
Yep.
How many times has that happened to you?
It's happened a couple of times. I will say one time this guy was like, I told this guy I wanted to stop because I was about to throw up.
Were you really about to throw up?
I had a bunch. I was coming from brunch. I had a bunch of bubbles from brunch. We had mimosas, and I was like getting the bubble, like about to throw up. And I said, "Baby, I need to stop." He said, "No, we're not stopping." You know what I did? I turned my head towards him. I said, "Blah," and threw it right on top of him because he said, "No, we can't stop." So I said, "Okay." Blah.
But also, sir, if I tell you to stop,
Absolutely,
you need to stop.
In that moment, I could have. Yeah, in that moment, I was like, I'm gonna stop. So I just threw up on him, and then he stopped.
I don't like when people are that aggressive at the place, especially like when you're walking around and people like grab you in certain ways. It's like, hey, you don't have to put that much pressure on them.
Right.
It's a sensitive area.
Right.
Chill out.
Right.
What else did I want to say about the bathhouse? Maybe that's it.
A quick encounter. No, I'm just saying. At the bathhouse, you don't have to check a voter registration card. But at the house, if you go to their homes, look, if there's a Dallas Cowboy flag on the wall, maybe ask him who he voted for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Maybe, like, if he has an interest in sports, like,
You know what? I'll do my best.
Yeah.
I'll do my best. But I do agree with you.
Yeah.
And our friend.
Yeah,
Miss
girl. I would say her car broke down afterwards and she couldn't leave. And so, like, she was looking
Wait,
up.
did it really?
Yeah, she couldn't leave. And so the guy was looking down from the balcony like, girl, why are you still here? And they were like, oh, I'm leaving. And then her husband came and picked her up. So it was like, I was like, this and then this is God telling you that you
need to leave that man
You're not
alone.
being a sister to your trans and gay peoples. Yeah.
Okay, moving on. I'm sorry. That just got me together.
I'm just saying there's an epidemic of gays fucking Republicans. That's all I got to say. It's like a reward. I just wanted to say that on the pod.
No. I'm with it. Now, let's take a journey, y'all. We're going to take a journey real quick back. Let's go back. How many years? 6 years?
6 years.
We're going to go back to the year 2020.
It was the best of times, and it was the worst of times.
What happened during 2020?
Well, 2020 started off like a normal year.
Sure did.
January happened.
The Australian Open was good.
Great. February happened. Black History Month went out without a hitch.
Mm-hmm.
Then March happened. Actually, March 13th, 2020, in our Lord, in Austin, Texas. We got a little notification from all of our Austin Public Health that you must not go to work tomorrow. You must not go to school tomorrow. You actually probably should just stay home tomorrow. Because something called coronavirus is kind of creeping into the U.S. And we want to, for 2 weeks, just take a little pause.
That's what they said. It was going to be 2 weeks.
The alert said 2 weeks. Everyone was like, collectively, we can do 2 weeks because it was over spring break.
Mm-hmm.
And so people were like, oh, it's spring break plus another week. That's nothing. We'll be back to normal life before we know it.
Yes.
Girl, before we knew it.
The fool. All of us was. Because no one truly knew what this was. We didn't know, okay, what people, I don't even think it was called a pandemic yet.
No. We definitely thought it was a thing that was coming over. We could deal with. A few people would get sick and then we'd move on as a giant conglomerate of fucking companies that we know was our nation. But
I'll never forget, I was at work and my boss was like, I think it was like maybe, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And my boss was like, y'all got to go home right now. And we're like, oh, okay. Well, I was happy. I was like, I love
Yeah.
working. But at that time, we were not working from home full time. We were in the office
Right.
5 days a week.
5. On Friday, they said, get your ass here.
5 days,
5
a,
days
week.
a week.
So then when we got to go home, so no, everybody's like happy, like, but more monitoring. But anyway, all that to say is that this is supposed to be a temporary thing once we get things under control, and that never happened.
And then lockdown. Lockdown. Which is like what European countries call it. I don't know what we call it, but it was quarantine, right? We call it quarantine.
Quarantine, yeah.
I call it quarantine. What'd you call it, Keller?
It was
Quarantine?
both.
Quarantine.
Quarantine, yeah.
I thought it was what lockdown.
They call it lockdown like Europe, but I call it quarantine.
Okay, sure.
But like it was like 2 weeks, and then it became indefinitely for a month, and then that's when you were supposed to go support your local businesses and buy from them. Were you here in Austin when 2020 happened?
I was here, but I don't think it was that yet. It wasn't that yet. Like what month are we in?
We're still in March.
Okay,
we're still
okay.
in March. This is very early. They wanted to support local businesses. I remember getting Indian food that night. The total was $74, and I went to go pick it up because I was like, oh, I need food. It was $74, and I got to the place. They said, oh, first of all, we're shut down. You're not getting your food.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I never got that $74 back. By the way, Teji's on 6th. It's gone now. They closed.
I see why.
So I never
It
got that
wasn't that good
$76.
anyway.
It wasn't. But then drinking increased for Americans because we all thought the world was ending. And so we were all binge drinking at home.
Do you remember Zoom happy hours or whatever?
Yes.
I hated them. Hey, they were not cool.
No, they weren't. You were drinking in frame.
And by yourself.
Yes, by yourself at home with sweaty ass headphones on. Yeah.
I did, I think, maybe 2 or 3. I'm like, baby, this isn't for me. I'll just drink by myself.
Yeah.
My friend did come over one day, and we had, like, drank 2 bottles of Jack Daniel.
Yep.
Like, it was, like, the honey flavor. But, okay, I am not advocating for drunk driving because that is exactly what we did afterwards.
You hit the road.
We wanted donuts. We wanted donuts. If you've never been to Gordo's on South First Street, do you know what Gordo's?
Yes, it is.
Y'all,
The
if you've
fattest
never
donut
been
in
there,
the world.
they are such really good donuts. So we wanted donuts. So we're on the streets. Nobody's on there.
That's okay. No one's out.
We were speeding, we was doing everything. I'm like, but why were we out on the street?
I don't know why you were driving around. I don't think I touched my car for months after this announcement came out. Like, because I live on East 5th Street, which is here in Austin is like a very walkable area. We can go to like Chipotle and the girls. Like, you can walk around. So I was just walking around this whole time. And yeah, like to your point, there was no one around. Austin was a ghost town for the first 2 weeks.
You know what though? I was in better shape than I was then. I really was because the gyms were all closed down, so you couldn't go work out. So you had to be creative and do outside workouts. And so I was riding my bike every single morning for like 1 hour.
That's
at least.
beautiful.
At a minimum 1 hour.
Because people said like go take mental health time, go out there and do the things. So like you had time to go and do those.
Ride my bike for 1 hour in the morning, and then after work I would go walk like 1 to 2 hours. Baby, I was fierce.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I need to get back to that. But I'm working on it.
Did you get laid off or anything in the
No,
pandemic? Okay.
I'm not gonna say where I work, but with the work that I do, people needed things, and so
You guys were critical staff.
Yes.
Were you what was it called in 2020? Like the essential workers. Were you an
yes,
essential
yes.
worker?
Mhm.
Thank you for your service, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes.
Pay me.
No,
Pay me.
this is all you get. Okay. this is all you get. But
Wait, what about you? Like, how was your work?
I was working at another software company at the time, and I was able to work remotely, which was fine. Also hell because I was on renewals, and so like I had to renew contracts, and everyone was canceling left and right because of the COVID, and I was like, whatever. But the person I was with at the time, they got laid off.
Oh,
So like their job
yikes.
said, you can't come here, you can't be selling retail, so you're closed down, you lose your job for 4 months. We'll see what happens in like August. And eventually they did get their job back, but that's when like we kind of reopened as a society back in like August or something.
Did they get unemployment? Because unemployment was like through the roof. I know a lot of my friends who they were making more from unemployment
Then they did a normal job.
Yes.
It was a lot of money.
Oh, I saw. I'm like, should I quit? I'm like, should I quit?
You gotta get fired.
Oh, yeah,
girl.
you gotta get
You gotta
fired.
get fired or laid off. No, but like I think right now I have a friend who's on unemployment, and it's like $500 a week. Like it's a chunk of change, but it's nothing. Back in the day, it was like $1,300 a week.
Yes, it
and
was
like people were making money just from being at home.
because I was under the impression it was how much it is what you just said right now.
Yeah,
so
it's
I'm
like
like,
$500.
how are people surviving? How are people making rent? Because I know I could not survive off of unemployment, like paying bills and everything.
Yep.
No, I couldn't do it.
Well, you could file unemployment back then, but they also did the emergency order where you can do PIP loans or something, or it's like PPP loans.
There were so many
Girl.
fraudulent things.
First of all, the black community itself, everyone stole money. Atlanta was just stealing money as a wholesale.
put that on us.
Baby, look at the lawsuits in Atlanta courts right now about the PPP loans.
I mean, it's Atlanta. Do we expect it?
Baby.
That is the city of scammers.
But like 2 months into the thing, we're like, oh, this celebrity,
Think
this
of-
celebrity, this celebrity, all their employees were on PPP
Sheree,
loans. Sure.
joggers, Sheba Sheree, where it at?
I like the beat. Like literally everyone was like PPP loans, and I literally considered, I was like, should I get a PPP loan? Everyone was getting free money. The government was like, here's $1 billion.
Remind everyone what a PP loan is.
A PPP loan, I don't know what it stands for. Maybe we'll put it in here in editing.
Sorry, I didn't put you on the spot. My bad.
No, but I think it's something about payroll. So like if you have employees, they were going to give you a loan to give to your employees to pay their payroll so they would continue having money.
Right.
So the economy, when it completely collapsed, and you never had to really repay that PPP loan as long as you met certain criteria. And then that criteria came back to beat everyone in the ass. Like literally everyone in Atlanta and the other areas were lying about
did you file for a PP loan?
We did.
You did? Okay.
Oh, and
Well, because I mean, our business like kind of plummeted at that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, in order to, because we had furloughed employees, it was put to use for that. But there was pretty strict criteria, at least in my experience.
now when the government gives you money, do they just like put it in your bank account?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
they just gonna like send you a wire?
But real quick, if you need somewhere to work, please go check out CreateScape. It's a great place to work if you need somewhere to work. But can we let's move it back to Austin real quick.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
One of my favorite bars closed down because of COVID.
Which one?
About
There's so
Time
many that-
2. Did you ever go to
Oh,
About Time
2 in like
Did you
North.
go?
I went. They had popcorn for free.
Yes! Y'all, what I tell
I
you.
missed Bout Time too.
It was by a Chili's.
Wasn't it the best?
I
It's
wanted to start Bout Time 30.
Is it still there?
I mean, will you? Will you?
I'll do it. Messy thoughts about Time
Lance,
3.
no, I'll just be the host. I'll just be the host.
Is it not there anymore?
No, the building is still there,
Yeah.
but it's called, how do you say mermaid in Spanish?
Como se dice mermaid?
There we go.
I don't know. I literally don't know. I think it's mermaid.
But that's the lady who owns Gabriella, who owns Taquero Mucho, Gabriella's,
Uh-huh.
she owns that.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So she said a gay establishment that closed down. Let me swoop in.
She really did. She really did. But y'all, About Time 2 was that. It was such a good place. You could truly come as you are.
It was a gay bar.
It was a gay bar, but everybody and their mama was there. It was great drag shows, and it was close to the house. So, I could just walk on over there, and if I got a little too wig shifted a little bit, I could just walk on home.
I love that. It did go away in the pandemic. We never saw her come back out.
No.
We never, not even for like a little bit, I don't think.
No, they never.
Yeah,
they did not
never opened
survive.
up.
They did not survive.
My favorite bar was on 6th Street on like Dirty Six. It was called Barcelona. It was like a basement bar where you can go listen to EDM music.
I remember Barcelona.
Loved Barcelona. Never came back. Oh,
My brother tore his pants down there.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he was down there dancing. He was having a good old
That's
time.
what you do. That's what you do. That's what you do. But I will say in the pandemic, so as we got from March to April was kind of like a nothing burger. Like we just all were still home and we're all like, just like doing shit.
Mm-hmm.
By the time May happened, most people were being either furloughed or laid off by that time. And there was like, 12% unemployment in the country? Like it was a high number. It was like the highest number of all time. And then on May 25th, 2020, do you know what happened on that day?
Yes.
No, not 5th, but the 25th.
No, the 25th.
The
That
25th.
is the day that George Floyd was murdered.
That was the day George Floyd was murdered. Yes,
Mhm.
in Minneapolis. Is it Minneapolis? Yeah.
Sh-
Yeah.
Sure.
It's Minneapolis. Thank you, baby. Yeah, so he was murdered by a cop for buying something at a gas station for a $20 counterfeit bill.
Right.
So they were called out to deal with him, maybe arrest him. Sure, of course, it was a crime, blah, 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 blah. But they ended up kneeling on his neck and killing him and murdering him in plain sight.
Mhm.
And what was different about this murder versus the other murders that happened that year? Because Breonna Taylor happened that year.
That happened in, I think, March. So,
Yeah.
like, the world, like, we're still, like, numb from that.
Yes.
Because she was murdered by just people just shooting up in her apartment, like the police shooting up in there.
Yeah,
And
which
so,
they weren't even supposed to be there.
And so this happened. So then that just made the whole world go in, not
Mm-hmm.
the world, I would just say, like, the U.S. But it was a tough time because it's like, I was actually, I get numb to stuff like this because
Yep.
it happens to us all the time.
Yep.
And I don't think people understand that when it's really sad when you see in the news when someone of our people get killed by the police.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But and it's happening in numbers. It's a trend. And
Yep.
and what was really frustrating about it is that people are putting it under the rug. It's like it's not a thing. I'm like, no,
Yes.
it is a thing.
Right.
You know,
with Trayvon Martin, everyone,
Yes.
like Trayvon Martin's like 2015, right? So like everything from there was BLM, and like BLM was a movement that happened through the world. Do you want to explain what BLM is, just for the listeners?
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter, which is a very simple statement.
Yes.
But some people think it's very.
But what people don't, what Black Lives Matter was put together so that Black lives are just as important as other lives as well.
That's correct.
Sometimes when people would hear Black Lives Matter, they would just think that we're saying only Black Lives Matter, and that's not what
they invented the word "only" in front.
Correct, and that was not the purpose of it. It's trying to tell you that Black lives also matter. Like maybe we should have had that up in there, but it was a better acronym, BLM. But anyway, but do you know what happened later in June with George Floyd? Like what happened? Do you remember what happened?
Oh, what happened in June? I don't know what happened in June. Tell me.
It
What
was
happened in
the
June?
blackout.
Oh yeah.
Blackout. Yes. Do you want to get into that?
I want to talk about this.
Let's get into it.
Now, do I know all the details? No, but there was a day in June, after about a week after George Floyd was murdered, where there was a performative act that online you were supposed to take this black square and post it on your Instagram feed so that when people are scrolling through their Instagram feeds, it's all black squares. And so there's like a hyper awareness that there's racial inequality happening in our society, and it was supposed to be a day of blackout. Now, let me back up just real fucking quick. The only reason we paid attention to George Floyd versus the other people was because we had nothing to do. There's 12% unemployment in the country. People were stuck at home on their phones, not able to leave because we were still in lockdown. So people paid attention to George Floyd being murdered because they saw it in daylight. They saw that he was murdered unjustly, and they couldn't look away. That video went super, super, super viral, which other people who are murdered on camera, like unarmed, are obviously also viral moments, but not like George Floyd was.
Right.
Everyone was at home, everyone had time, and everyone was watching it. So that's what happened is on June 6th, we all put this square on our Instagram feeds, and that was for solidarity for this moment.
I did see that there were some people saying we should not, like, silence is not the way to go. And I do agree with them on that. Like, I do think that doing that movement that we did with the blackout, I think that was important. But I do think that we should have shared resources. We need to share information about anti-racist literature or anything, because I think a lot of times, and sometimes me included, it's quick to say, like, I support this, and I put it up on my Instagram or any of my social medias, but I don't do any of the work behind it.
Period.
A lot of people do it. And, I don't blame people for it, because
we have a lot of things to do in this world. We're busy people in 2026. I get it.
And it doesn't affect you until it truly comes home. Like, it affects you, like, directly.
Right.
That's when people truly start to get it. It sucks, but that's reality.
Yeah. It does suck. And I think, but George Floyd was important because it was, and people are like, why George Floyd? He was a blah, 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 blah. It doesn't, that's not the point.
Thank you. That is not the point.
Everyone saw it. Everyone agreed it was horrible. It was unjust. We should not have done this. And we had time to do something about it. What was your experience in 2020? Did you go out and protest the following weekend and all of the stuff? Because I remember when I was, living downtown, I was like, oh, it's right there. Let me go join the protest. So we walked down 7th Street. We walked to that historically black college down the street. And we did like kind of like this really weird moment where I'm sitting in a crowd of people, and there's like people, including Mike Ramos, who's a person who was shot and killed in 2020, just like George Floyd here in Austin. Her mother was up there. So they all did a pledge, and everyone around us did a pledge of just like ending racism. I remember like they did this pledge, like raise your fist in the air if you're done with racism and you don't want this to continue happening, and we're gonna figure this out as a society together. And while like now looking back, it was cheesy, but in the moment I was genuinely like,
it makes you feel good because you're united.
Here.
You're united, and
we're
it feels
doing
good.
It.
Yes.
Yeah, like I felt like what my grandparents have done in their past, marching on Washington and all that stuff. I was like, this is a small piece of that, because it was the largest demonstration in U.S. history at the time. I think No Kings has trumped it now, but but I at the time, us on that random fucking day in June, walking around saying no more racism, no more George Floyd's. It was a moment, and I felt very impacted by it, and I'm weirded out by how we are living in 2026 and how different now
The world looks,
versus what I thought was going to happen in 2020.
Do you see the trend that's going on? The U.S. is always in some shit.
Ghetto.
Always.
like, what are we doing?
Because when I was getting ready for this topic, I'm just like, the U.S. is always in some mess. Like, why? And messy thoughts. But seriously, like, what is the problem? Like, we know what the problem
What is our problem?
America
has a problem.
But truly though,
I think, this is going to sound repetitive.
Go ahead.
We don't have time now to sit and watch people be murdered on our phones and care and do something about it. You can't leave your home and dedicate the next week of your life to talking to all your friends and family about this one person being murdered and the injustice that's happening. I think the United States, specifically this government, is making us distracted, tired, scared, and feeling like we can't do anything. And I just want to remind the U.S. government, all we need is unemployment. All we need is another moment where we're all sitting at home doing something to make change. The only reason we don't have time is because you got to go to work. I have to go to work. He has to go to work.
What is it saying? Like when idle hands are not, or
idle hands are the devil's something playground tool, something like that.
But you get what I'm going.
Right.
You get what I'm going with that.
But that's my whole point. Is the only reason the U.S. is up to some shit right now is because they can distract us and make us feel a certain way, and we don't have time to do anything about it because everything is way too expensive. We don't have time, and all of those things. So I just want to take a moment. That black square.
Yeah.
How many of those black squares do you still think are up to this day on people's feeds? I didn't use Instagram at the time, so I posted on Twitter. That shit got deleted. So my Twitter is gone. But
it makes you think though, because like you're like, wait a minute, this was a moment in time we were all so gung ho, and now we're just it's died.
Did you didn't go to any protest, right?
I went to one protest, but then there was some rough housing going on. I'm like, okay, it's time.
It was scary.
That's one of the reasons why I do get nervous about going to go protest, even like for gay things and for civil rights things, because people be out there with their guns, and we live in Texas. People are wild.
Baby.
Pop, pop, pop,
Well,
pop.
that's what happened during the June 6th protests. Some people were out protesting in Austin. I was out there protesting, but they were downtown. I was on East 7th. And Garrett Foster was with his wife, who was in a wheelchair, wheelchairing her around, and he had a gun on him doing his Second Amendment rights. And some Uber driver got out of his car and shot him dead. And he was he shot him dead. Greg Abbott got a hold of it, said this is political. People on the right said he's evil. People on the left said he was like, a human died.
Yes.
A human died on top of other humans dying. What are we doing? What are we doing? So that day was just very chaotic, and yes, there's risks for protesting, but I think that's the point. They want us to not protest. They want us to not have that voice. And I've truly never felt more powerful speaking about rights and issues and whatever than I have in 2020. 2020, I was like, no, we're doing this. I went to therapy every week about it. I talked to my therapist about it.
Good.
She was white. I was like, yo, bitch ass. She's like, it's fine. It's how you feel. Yeah. So do you still have any feelings about 2020 in that way, or did it impact you in that way, or?
Honestly, I've kind of looked away just from 2020 in general.
Okay.
Because that 2020 is the year I turned 30. And so I was super excited to go do it. I had planned a trip to Korea, but that never happened.
Yeah.
Because, and then I told you I looked up tickets to Japan.
Cheap.
Y'all, Delta One, I forgot the month it was, but Delta One to fly to Japan out of San Antonio, $1,200.
That's nuts.
$1,200. But anyway, yes, I remember you know what? I'm turning 30 this year. I'm gonna have a real good time. I have a big birthday.
Yep.
And so as the, time crept up to the 30th, that's when my birthday is,
Yep.
I'm like, I'm not having a party.
Yeah.
So I went on.
It was kind of that weird place where people weren't gathering like that.
Before Target started acting silly, I went to Target. I got a whole bunch of decorations, and I decorated my apartment and just made it really cute. Got me a nice little hat, bought me a little cake, and I just sat in my apartment and just sang happy birthday to myself. Yeah.
I hope you were at least on a Zoom call.
People didn't call me, but I just remember just sitting there, and I remember I had put balloons, because my old apartment, to get up to my apartment, you had to go upstairs, but it was the only. If you shouldn't be on those steps, because those steps lead to my door. So I had balloons and streamers, all I went. I'm like, you know what?
That's cute.
I'm turning 30. Let me have fun. And I dressed up, and it was a good time.
I had a friend who turned a certain age, and then I went to their door and put streamers and stuff, because I couldn't go inside, and they were sick. They weren't feeling well. So I put streamers and stuff outside their door and decorated their door. And that's such a 2020 thing to do. You would never do that nowadays. If someone has the flu, you're gonna come in. Here's some orange juice. Here's some soup. Whatever. Back in the day, I was like, oh, I don't know what kind of disease this is. You have a good time. I'm over here.
Baby. The mask. We didn't even talk about that. The mask.
Oh my god! First of all,
worn masks for the show today.
oh my god,
Dang
we
it.
should have. We'll
we-
put it in post.
Oh, like, can we like put them on, like, or like, you know,
Our
like,
our episode, our graphic episode should have masks. We're gonna put masks on. We're not gonna AI this.
okay, but I remember people. Okay, let's just say for y'all, this is the mask. So when you have the mask on, it's supposed to go over your nose.
Nose and mouth.
People be doing this.
Baby, Texas was so annoying to be because everyone was being so annoying. Everyone was like they didn't know how to put a mask on and keep it on. Even at the airport, when you had to have your mask on in an airplane, and the flight attendants had to like police people throughout the flight, I was like, "You're 74. You need to get your shit together. You're 58. You need to get your shit together. You're 12.
Can y'all just imagine
get your shit
LeBron
together."
at the airport just yelling at everybody?
Bitch, we need to get off the air. We can't get off the floor because bitches that don't have their mask over their nose.
Did you all ever get tested for COVID with the?
Okay, so I will admit something on this pod. I did go to Mexico in 2021, and that's one of the requirements for coming back from Mexico was you had to get a COVID test.
Uh-huh.
Baby. Did you do the same thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They shoved that thing so far up your brain.
But you don't. So there are many different like people saying you need to go that far up, and some like no, you don't need to go that far up. I'm just like, so which one is it?
Yeah.
Because y'all are both nurses.
Yeah.
Who do I trust? Who do I trust? But I just got used to it. I just stood there just like a G. I was like, okay, go ahead, go.
Oh
get
no.
up, get up.
Yeah. And did you
I
cry? Did you cry at all?
I may have hit one of the nurses on accident. You know,
You lashed out.
I did, but they didn't hold it against me, and I didn't go to jail.
That's okay. I
because you
love
can go
that
to
for
jail to hitting the nurse or a
That's
doctor.
100%.
Yeah, but it was just it was a reaction. It was like a pop. Like
Yeah.
Anyway,
No, masks were such a thing. Like if in businesses you had to have them on. So I remember like my friends who like worked in retail or whatever, they have to tell their customers to put them on. I was scared because people were gonna get sick if they weren't. The workers, like the people had to go out into the world and do their jobs. Shout out to all you bitches, because I was in my apartment not moving. I was not doing anything. I was helping nobody.
I think one of the things that really truly made me nervous about COVID is because I live in Austin, Texas. Yeah. My family lives in Louisiana. So I'm not close to them.
Yep.
And so anything could happen and I'm not there and I can't go do anything about it. Just think about the people who had loved ones pass away and they could not go to the funeral. They couldn't be there with them.
Absolutely horrible. Shout out to all the people if you did lose a family member to COVID or in those times, something happened to your family member and you had to say goodbye over Zoom or just say goodbye in general. That was crazy. And I think people still have a lasting, like, are mourning that still, but we've moved on as a society from COVID. But like, they deserve like compensation for that somehow. I don't know what the remedy is, but like they deserve, because that's horrific to go away and all you do is talk to your family on FaceTime. Horrific. But then the vaccines came in December of 2020. Did you get a vaccine on the first rip?
Yes, I got a vaccine.
You know that's controversial. People are still to this day like, oh, you got the vaccine. Oh my God, you got the vaccine. Like they're like, it's controlling your mind. Do you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Okay. Well, what vaccine did you get then?
I got not Moderna. Is that what it's called?
Moderna, yeah.
what was like the premier one? What was the Mad
Pfizer was the first. Pfizer
Okay.
was like, hey girls, we got it. And then Moderna was like, all right, we got a second one, but it's better. And then there's the Johnson & Johnson, which was only one shot. So the other twos were like 2 shots. You would come get a shot, and then a week later or something, you go get the other shot. And that was those two. And then Johnson & Johnson's like, oh, we got a one and done.
Did you get a booster?
I did get the booster. I got sick as hell. December 2021 when I got my booster the next year. I have never been more sick at Christmas, and I think I got my entire family sick. All of us, all 36 of us.
Think about, I don't know why I just thought about this. So you know how some people would use COVID as an excuse just to get off work?
100%. I did it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Well, the first girl in our company to get COVID, her name was Jessica, something like that. And I remember we'd been like, oh, she's dead. She's not coming back. Like we thought, because she had gotten COVID, we thought she was gonna die. So we were like, oh my God. We were like sobbing. We were like not doing well. 2 weeks after, she came back and she was fine. We're like, oh, okay, fine. So like people did get sick, and then people were like, oh, I don't feel well. I need to lay down
off for 2 weeks,
for like
or
4
off
days.
for 7 days or something.
Yeah, people were like, go do it. We don't know what. We're all in this together, baby.
I never took advantage of that just because I was working from home. And that was my first time ever working from home. So I didn't know what that felt like. So I was always like, I'm good. You know.
Did you get like a setup from your company, or like did they give you money to like get a laptop or like get a desk or get a chair?
You know exactly where I work. You think they gave
I'm
us?
asking you the question.
You think they gave us money?
Okay, well I'm leaning towards no at this point.
They said, you see that monitor? beat it. Get out of here.
Did you take the monitor?
I took the monitor, I took the printer, I took the stapler, I took probably some secretary with me too. I was like, come on.
Top 3 days of my life overall. One includes the Chuck E. Cheese day. The second one includes the day my company let me into their building and said, have at it. Because they just like unlocked the building and said employees can just go in at a staggered time, right? So only one employee at a time.
So they really told y'all to go loot the
Baby,
place.
9 a.m. in the
They
morning.
told y'all to
I said,
go loot it.
I said, good morning. Hi. I got an office chair. I got 2 monitors. I got 3 Apple keyboards. I didn't need 3 Apple keyboards. I stole everything that wasn't nailed down. I went to the Lost and Found and took every water bottle out of there. I cleaned that bitch out. So like next time
As you should.
Yeah, if your company tells you walk up in here and steal our assets, baby, that sounds like a pay raise to me. Let's do this.
This is going to be a shout out to the Dylan Cordell show because they actually talked about that. It was like, don't steal from your friends, but for the corporations, have at it.
Oh, sidebar. Whatever. Sidebar. I know I went to Coachella last week.
Yeah.
And I had this mat I bought that was $75 and my friend slept on in the car. And I was like, I'm never going to use this. Let me go back to Target and try to return this. And I tried to like fold it up the best I could, put it in like a little box and took it back to Target. Baby, why did they give me my $75 back plus a $25 fee for buying it in California and not shipping it back because it would cost them $25? So I got $100 back on this mat. I made money on this return, honey. You can never. I'll steal corporate money till I die. I don't give a fuck.
All right. Any last moments on Twitter before we take a break?
Oh,
you gotta go. Keep going.
No, I have a lot here. How did you feel about 6 feet apart? Like, does that like ring anything in your brain?
Oh, I was like, is that a movie?
No.
Well, we had to be.
You had to be 6 feet apart. So in like a Whole Foods, they had like these little stickers on the ground.
I still see the stickers when I go to my office. They are still there in the elevator. And you know what? One day I was like, let me just go like play with people. So I got on the elevator first. So I went and stood like just facing the wall. And someone walked in. They were like, oh, hello, sir. I was like, hey. Like, this is the wall. I'm like, hey. Just to play with them.
What was standing 6 feet apart from each other in each corner of the elevator ever gonna do for you? What were we going through as a society?
I don't know, but at the time, y'all think about it. At the time, we thought it was what we needed, but now thinking about hindsight, we're like, what was that gonna do? Not a damn thing.
Nothing. And then like, where did I go? I went somewhere and they were like only doing like half capacity. So I think at the movies I can't remember what it was, but it was like every other seat was taken by like COVID specialists. So it was like you and then 2 spaces and then you and 2 spaces. So I just like.
I had to do that at Cradescape. Like,
did you?
seats were like marked off with like stuff. Yeah.
Did you?
They were dead ass serious.
Did
with that
people
6
have
feet.
assigned seats? I think here because you can sit. See, Kelly, that was your problem. You should have people assigned. No, I'm just kidding. I forgot all about the 6 feet. Like, I see it, but I don't think about COVID. I just think, like, I should have took a video when I did that. I literally just stood at the wall. And the lady walked and was like,
iconic.
Hello. I was like, hi.
Just a few more things on
Yes, sir, go ahead.
2020. My first mask was a sock I pulled out of my drawer and put like a little rubber band in the back. Because I was like, I need to go into Target because it was downstairs. So I got a sock out of my thing.
Oh, yeah, y'all hear that? Rich. Target downstairs from his building.
Baby, my rent was $1,700. That's a very average American one bedroom. Okay, what are you talking about?
Rich. Downtown Austin.
No, and then going back to the racial inequality, like there were a lot of things happened. Like in Austin, we defunded the police $150 million in like May.
Yes.
But then Texas legislator undid that a year later and said any city who defunds the police will lose their state funds or some shit like that. So like we don't do it anymore.
Right.
So like
2020. I forgot about that.
Yes, because there was a lot that happened. And then Greg Abbott used that and he became like a celebrity in the Republican Party. And then like Trump lost the election. But then remember when Biden won in 2021? It was like November 7th when the election results finally came in 2020. And we finally realized that Biden had won. I don't care who you really vote for. Everyone was dancing in the streets.
Yes.
Everyone was literally dancing in the streets.
Yes. I remember that. Yes. That was.
Do you remember that when people do you remember where you were when you found out? You were at home, yeah.
I think there's going to be another resurgence like that after this next election. Because remember, think about it, it's going to repeat itself. It's going to be the same.
It's worse now. I think when he leaves, of course, people are going to dance in the streets. But when Biden won, I was literally standing outside. And I could see all of downtown, and people were just like looking at their phones and then just rejoicing up in like, like wherever they stood.
Did you feel the break? You know
what?
Do you ever see The Wiz?
No.
Never mind. I'm not even going to sing it.
So it's okay.
Keep going. That's okay.
Last thing about 2020.
Yes, sir.
What a fucked up, weird year. What a weird year. People were 6 feet apart. They were rejoicing when presidents got elected. People were getting vaccines for the first
No
time.
Olympics.
No Olympics.
No Olympics. They had it the next year, and it was still the 2020 Olympics.
Girl, that was such a stupid rebrand. Do 2021. People were going to look back in years and be like, what year was this? No, it was in 2020. It was such a fucking weird year.
I have a quick question for you.
Please.
Like with the pandemic, did you have a pandemic pod, and was there drama on who was let into like a pod like that? Like
My pod was super. No, because we all lived in the same building. So I lived here. My neighbors, we were super close because we were neighbors, and like one was a doctor.
We were not kicking it yet. Like
No,
I don't think we
didn't
knew
know
each
you.
other like
I
that.
don't think I knew you like that. Yeah. So like I was kicking with them, and then other people moved down the next building. So like it was like me and 3 other couples and like a few other people, and like we were real tight for like 2 to 3 years. We were super super tight. So we had no drama basically.
We didn't have
No
no drama.
drama.
Like, what drama can you have? You can't do nothing with each other.
I mean, well, in my situation, it was like
I said, what's a mess?
friend group of people, and like it was like, well, what was that person doing with that person? I saw them online with that,
No, because people were so
person,
serious.
and I heard they had COVID. You know,
Oh, got it. So did you have to like exclude someone from your group?
Yeah.
Ooh,
People were so serious. They're like, "What did you do last week? You went to a party of 20 people." Like there was a time of like you had to be aware of what other people were doing because it was affecting you. But then like we like really went down to like a what are you doing kind of like society.
Think
It was
about
really weird.
the drag race girls. I think Trinity got some heat because she did a show, I think, at some club
Yes.
or something, and people were like, "Why are you working?" And she's like, "Yo, I have a mortgage I need to pay for." So it was such a tough time because I'm like, I understand that
Yeah.
you should not be at the clubs, like,
Yeah.
doing things, but I understand that you also have these bills that people still, that the bill collectors, they
Right.
don't give a damn.
Right. They want their money. Remember 2021 January when those gays went to Puerto Vallarta and everyone was like, "Oh my God, why is all the gays in Puerto Vallarta?" And then their boat sank. You don't remember this? It was called like PV Getting, and then Shangela was there. She got canceled for being there.
Yeah. I think I knew somebody who was there as well.
Did you know someone who's reveal their name right now? But yeah, that's all I want to say about 2020. What a fucked up year. Looking at 2026 from 2020 lens, it's like what a weird place, and we're in a weirder place now. But I learned a lot through that year. I will say, it gave me my voice. I'll put that out there. And I didn't have a mustache before 2020. I was
I've
clean
seen
shaven.
pictures of you. Ooh.
I look crazy.
Oh. Y'all seen Kim Possible Naked Mole Rat? No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. And we'll be right back.
Right back.
All right, we are back on the record, and I just want to bring some attention to a video that has just been floating around just recently.
Okay.
Have you seen the video of the police officer from Houston who was online saying some really racist things? Have you seen that video?
I saw it. Someone sent it to me on my way here. Yeah.
So I just want to say this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for showing me who you are. Thank you for showing the people who watched that video who you are. So let's just really just get into it. So this person on the video, they were saying a lot of things about the Black community, how they do not fuck with the Black community, how they hate the Black community, and they call this everything but a child of God.
Everything but.
And the
And
word
hard.
the word that they refer to us as, which we're not, we know this word, it is nigger. Okay? They said that word many times. She's like, I cannot stand you niggers out of the.
All
Anyway,
you do is steal. You don't know nothing.
you don't
you're
know
dumb.
anything. She said she even, I think, grabbed somebody by the neck and
Mm-hmm.
said some. Anyway, she was saying a lot of racist rhetoric. So again, I just want to say, no, thank you. I really do appreciate you showing me exactly who you are, because I know exactly who I'm dealing with. And this also shows the world that you are not fit to protect and serve the patrons of Houston, Texas. Actually, for anybody.
Houston
You
police
are-
officer.
You are unqualified to be that type of person. So thank you so much for doing that. And one of my best straight Black friends, he said a word to me like when we were in college, because we were on the topic of race.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, the people who are outright racist to you, you don't need to worry about them, because you know exactly how to govern them. You know exactly where you stand.
Right.
Don't worry about
What
it.
they'll do for you. Mm-hmm.
The people you need to worry about are the people who are racist behind closed doors.
In the dark.
That's who you need to
And
truly
smile to
be-
your face.
That's who you need to be scared of.
A word.
This video that came about you, baby, don't worry about it. And you know what? You can save that apology. Save it.
Yeah.
Because that is inside of you. The things that you said in that video, Why did you fix your mouth to say that? That lives inside of you. So, and I don't want no apology.
Disgusting.
I don't want none to come from that. So if you have an apology, I don't want to see you on the 5 o'clock news. That is not me. That is not my character. Yes, it is.
Don't change
Yes, it
your clothes
is.
either. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That is exactly who you are. So if you have not seen this video, I urge you, I implore you, please go to Facebook, TikTok, anywhere there's social media.
Houston Police Department racism. That's all you got to put in. You'll find it.
And I do want, and you know, I do not, I would say, generalize a whole group, because that's exactly what she did. She generalized a whole group.
The entire
And I would
thing.
never do that. And so people who are racist, show us who you are.
Yeah. Don't be afraid.
Show us who you are.
Don't be afraid, baby.
And also, when you get online and say things like that, you know, there are consequences to things. And this is one of your consequences. She's no longer a police officer, I think.
Oh, I bet, girl. There's no way on God's green earth they can keep her.
So-
Like, they wanted to keep her probably, but they were like, baby, we can't. PR.
But anyway, but that's all I just wanted to say is thank you.
A word.
I really do appreciate
That's a
it.
fucking word.
Anything.
I'm going to leave it at that. The thank you is lethal. that thank you was lethal. I'm going to leave it right there. Woo! Where the thoughts are what? Oh!
Real quick, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in for another episode of Messy Thoughts. This was a more of, I would say, a serious but fun kind of episode. But you know, that's what we do around here. Thank you so much again for tuning in. Please follow us on all of our social medias. Go to messythoughts.com to find all of them. We are still campaigning to get to 1,000 on YouTube. But please go to all of our different social medias, TikTok, Instagram. You know, I don't even think we have a Facebook. You know, let's start a Facebook.
You can start a Facebook.
I will start the Facebook.
Mark Zuckerberg is not my favorite. But anyways,
If you have any questions, or not questions, but if you have any comments about the episode from 2020, share your experiences with us in the comments. We want that engagement, y'all, please.
yeah, please just go in 2020. Tell me where you were, what you experienced. Did you go protest? Just tell me anything. I would love to know anything about 2020 because I feel like my experience is very broad, but maybe it's very specific. I don't know. But thank you for following us, and go to YouTube to get our subscriber count up. Thank you.
All right, y'all, we're going to close it out right here. Messy Thoughts, where the thoughts are messy.
And the bottoms are not.
Messy thoughts.
2020 bottom.
2020 bottom. Girl, that was great. Never mind.
All right.